Okay. Hi, everybody. It's great to see everyone. I feel silly having prepared remarks when it's like a whole group of friends here, but we also have wonderful people who are watching us through our streaming, and thank you so much. I'm Julie Carney. I'm Chief of the Space Bureau. Welcome, friends and industry colleagues. We hope your new year is starting off well. I can't believe it's 2024. And we are so excited to welcome you here today to the Commission for the Space Bureau's second Transparency Initiative Open House event, with today's topic being, drumroll, Earth Station licensing. As part of our broader space innovation agenda here at the Commission, we're excited to share with you more information on Earth Station licensing to complement what we already have presented for space station licensing at the first open house in November. You can go to our website, fcc.gov/space/transparency initiative. I think I have that right. And go look for the recorded version of our November event. So last calendar year in 2023, seems like a long time ago, the inaugural year of the Space Bureau, we've seen tremendous growth in applications for space services, both in complexity and in number, as you all well know. In the calendar year of 2023, the Bureau processed a record number of satellite and Earth Station applications, 2,804 in total. And some areas where we're seeing application increases for Earth Stations are Earth Stations in Motion, or eSIMs, which may include aeronautical, maritime, and vehicle-mounted Earth Stations, or VMES. There's a general desire and a movement towards mobility in our communications infrastructure to enable always-on communications anywhere we are, and this leads to applications for user terminals and gateways that support satellite broadband networks. Of course, the work of the Bureau is accomplished by many dedicated people whom you know, but who I would like to introduce again and recognize our staff members. They can remain seated, but if they want to get up and do a rebel cheer, that's great. Our front office, including Carrie Murray, Patrick Weber, Jeanette Kennedy, Steve Dool, and Dr. Whitney Lohmeyer, our chief technologist, and Troy Tanner, Carl Kinziger. They're both traveling but are participating virtually. And of course, Jennifer Gilson is here. And new to the Bureau, but not new to the FCC, Scott McCool, our new front office legal advisor. Scott. We also have Dr. J. Stephanie Rose, the Space Bureau's first data scientist, to help us quantify and rationalize our processes and applications. Very happy to have Dr. Rose here. And next, I'd like to recognize our hardworking divisions who are deeply involved with space station and Earth Station applications. You talk to them a lot. And they're also working with regulatory frameworks so that our rules can meet the next generation space age. That is our Satellite Policy and Planning Division, led by Marissa Velez and her talented team. Raise your hand. Yes, SPPD, all right. Our Satellite Licensing Division, led by Catherine Medley and her talented team. Catherine is, of course, recovering from WRC and is joining us virtually today. And of course, our Earth Station Licensing Division, led by Franco Hinojosa and his talented team, who will be up at the dais shortly. So anyone, and for any of this to actually take place, we'd like to recognize Shawana Courtney, who just came in, our Assistant Chief for Administration, and Sue Sanusi, who is our Bureau's technology partner, and our excellent FCC Commission meeting room team and the web team. We are very grateful. So we created the Transparency Initiative to help all of us, the private sector and government alike, to keep up with our rapid pace of innovation. And in creating the initiative, we are carefully reviewing our rules and doing our best to provide information and guidance so that applicants, specifically new entrants, can better understand the Commission's procedures and what's needed to obtain authorization for space station and Earth Station operations. So I'm going to jump over and step away from this dais and hand it over to Greg Koutros. I think, Greg, you're here, and you are the Associate Chief of our Earth Station Licensing Division, and I'm going to hand it over to you. Very excited. Thanks, everyone, for being here, and I'll see you at the end of this great event.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Greg Koutros. I am the Associate Division Chief for the Earth Station Licensing Division, which is a lot of words for low on the totem pole. Some of you knew me when I had hair and I worked at EchoStar. I don't have hair anymore and I don't work at EchoStar. But since we are over time already, I am going to kind of just dive into all of this and start talking about the slides. Oh, it works. Good. All right. So as you can see here, what we're going to talk about today is the Earth Station Transparency Initiative web pages. Those are the three titles of the web pages. And they are very self-explanatory. Try to do that because Earth Station licensing can be very confusing and there's a lot of nooks and crannies that can go into it. So if you find the page, you know exactly what you're looking at. After we go through that, we'll do a quick overview of the document release plan for documents that are coming up. And then I will turn it over for a panel discussion, which is the meat and potatoes of all of this, where your thrilling questions that have been submitted will get answered by Franco and Carrie. So, just going to do a real quick here. This was in the last Transparency Initiative meeting as well. But the goals and the motivations of this are to help new entrants primarily understand how to navigate the Space Bureau, the licensing process, and all of that. So we're trying to provide you with user-friendly information, which will include step-by-step instructions to the extent we're able, forms, templates, examples, and in the case today, guidance documents related to Earth Station licensing. So, as you can see, we have highlighted on where you can find the specific link for the Transparency Initiative on our space webpage. I'm not going to try to do what Julie did, which was say what the URL is, but it's right there.
You'll say it right, though.
And then when you click the Transparency Initiative link, it will take you here where you can, where we're highlighting the specific link for the Earth Station licensing documents. So, unlike the other documents that have been released, we are doing these a little differently. So everything in Earth Station licensing tends to build on itself. So you can't do an STA without doing the fundamental or having the fundamental information that is required of every application. You can't do a specialized eSIM without having that information as well. But that's a consistent problem that we run into is people will file things like an STA that leaves out the fundamental information like a point of contact that you need for all of the applications because it's not expressly listed in the SDA rules. So the way these work, as I will show you shortly, is in order to get to the second page, you have to click a link in the first page. In order to get to the third page, you have to click a link in the second page. So we are forcing you to read all of them. But we know some of you don't want to. So I have provided you with this specific URLs because every page has its own URL, so you can go directly there. If there's something specific to, say, coordination, and that's all you want to know. You can find it by just going there. So this is the first page. This is the overview of Earth Station licensing and license contents. Basically, on this page, we go over what is an Earth Station license, why it's needed, the contents that should be in every application generally, the contents of what you will see in a license. So there's a portion in there that says coordination. Sometimes it's blank, sometimes it's not. We talk about that. There's also a flow chart on this page that shows you the process generally that an Earth Station application is going to take after you submit it to us. So if you call us and ask, where is it and what's going on, you now have a flow chart that will show you where it is and what's going on. So the next page is an overview of key commission rules related to Earth Station licensing and operation. So we went through all of Part 25, and we provided summaries of key Part 25 rules. So if you're just looking for a I don't want to read all of Part 25. I'm looking for this very specific thing. This will give you a summary of it, and this is all linked. So you can click the links to take you directly to the rule part that you're looking for. And then finally, page 3, this covers only eSIMs, UMFS, STAs, and the coordination requirements. This is where we see the most issues. This is where there are more specific rules than just the general requirements. There are specific operational rules as well as specific application rules. So we have gone into detail of all of that here. And when you can and should apply for certain things. For instance, there are specific cases when you can apply for an STA versus when you can't apply for an STA. And there's a big confusion that tends to happen where people will misfile for STAs when they should have filed for an actual license. So we go through all of that here. All right, so that is a quick overview of the web pages. Very simple. If you have questions, satinfo@fcc.gov. Please reach out. If you have general questions, reach out there. If you have a specific, I can't find this, you can also reach out there. The upcoming document releases. So I believe next up is going to be confidentiality requests, but Jeanette can keep me honest. And then ICFS tutorials, FAQs, some templates. We are also going to be releasing some templates of applications for the Earth Stations licensing as well in the future, and we'll keep you updated on all of that. And with that, I am now going to turn it over to Jeanette Kennedy, Franco Hinojosa, and Carrie Murray for a panel discussion where they will be answering all of the questions that you have submitted and some others that we typically see. Thank you.
I'm going to correct something. We won't answer all the questions, but most of them, because some of the questions are specific to an applicant, so maybe that's not for here. But thank you very much for being here. I'm Jeanette Kennedy. I'm Associate Chief at the Space Bureau, and I'm so excited to be part of this Transparency Initiative. I get to learn about all these rules alongside everyone else too, or just get clarified on things that maybe I wasn't clear on. So we're going to have a panel on our frequently asked questions or frequent sort of things that we see here that would help applicants fill out forms or just think about their application process. We'll do some introductions. Franco?
Hi, my name is Franco Hinojosa. I'm the chief for the Earth Station Licensing Division. I've been with the FCC for a little bit over a year and 3 months. Came from the DoD, SATCOM background, all kinds of communications, but this is my first year and a half in regulations. And I'd like to say thank you to my team, basically, because they're the ones that actually do most of the work. That's pretty much it. Carrie.
Hi there, I'm Carrie Murray. I am Chief of Staff and Deputy Chief in the Space Bureau. Before that, I was Deputy Chief in the Satellite Division before we had a Space Bureau, and in that role, I helped oversee a lot of the Earth Station licensing. And in fact, before we hired Franco, I was acting chief of that branch for a while, so that's probably the reason I'm up here. So with that, I've been at the FCC for about 8 years. Before that, I was in the tech sector and law firms, et cetera. So happy to be here. Thanks.
Great. So let's just start at the very beginning. When do I need to file for an Earth Station license? When is it required? Thank you.
Just generally, I would say an Earth Station is required if you're planning to transmit, if the Earth Station will be transmitting. And I will also say that this is for commercial Earth Stations. We don't license U.S. government Earth Stations, for example. So those are sort of two bedrock principles, transmitting and commercial Earth stations. There are some circumstances where we do register receive only, but I'll get into that a little bit later, I think, when we talk about C-band, but I think I'll leave it at that for now.
So another question we get is, who is the applicant on an Earth station license? There's a place where it says, who's the applicant? Who should be listed as the applicant?
Oh, I think that's for the transfer control, basically, right? Yeah, that's for the transfer control. I think that's the current licensee. That's the applicant.
Okay.
Also, just generally, the applicant should be the person who controls the Earth station. In other words, has the power to turn on and off the Earth station. So we don't want a third party applying when they don't have that control over the Earth station. So that's another sort of corollary.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, so as Greg mentioned, what are the most common errors to SDA applications that the division finds?
Okay, so we do have a lot of errors when we receive STAs. But before I get into that, I want to make sure that everybody understands what an STA is. It's supposed to be special, temporary, and it should not be used for basically to bypass a regular authorization, especially when the operations are going to last longer than 180 days. If we do receive STAs for 30 days, 60 days, that's fine. But once we start getting 180-day STAs or extensions to 188 days, we start looking at whether that's the correct vehicle for to conduct operations, to authorize operations that you're requesting. Aside from basically an STA being misused for what it was intended to be used for, if it is correct, a lot of mistakes we get are basically not listing the correct point of contact, the 24/7 point of contact. The narrative is not correct or is missing altogether. There's not a lot of information on when they want it, like the start date, the duration. A lot of times we get STAs with just, hey, we want an STA to do X, Y, Z, but they don't say where, when, how, who. So an STA should also be standing by itself. Like a lot of 60-day STAs, they just reference, oh, we want a 60-day STA to conduct operations based on the license we requested, the modification we requested, and they just put references. That's okay, that's allowable. However, if we have to go and chase down references, that delays the process. So if you submit an STA, you want us to basically act on it as fast as possible, the best thing is to give us all the information that you requested, like as much information as possible. And if you're not sure, please talk to us before you submit it. We'll try to help you.
So the long story short is just complete the whole application and read those documents that Greg pointed out to, and that should help us with the processing time once the STA is submitted. Okay, our next question is, what are the most common errors to mod applications that the division finds?
Similar to STAs, we do get a lot of issues with modifications. And it goes back to the same thing, that a lot of times when people are requesting modifications, they don't list the exact modification they want. They just say, we want to modify to add an antenna, let's say. But they don't tell us exactly what frequencies the antenna is going to be using or what satellites. I mean, it's a case-by-case basis because some applications are very straightforward, very simple. Some are huge, and it's pretty hard for our engineers to kind of decipher what the applicant wants, because we don't know exactly what your capabilities are. So we're trying to guess. So with modifications, again, please state exactly what you want from a modification. Give us as much information. If you state on the Form 312 that you're going to be adding a satellite, on the narrative, please don't add in frequencies or adding other emission designators, or vice versa. If in the Form 312 you state satellites and frequencies, the narrative should support that. So yeah, please just make sure that you triple check your submission, and whatever you're requesting, that you have documentation that supports it, or that specifies or basically describes exactly what you're asking for.
That's just one thing. The internal inconsistencies, I think, is a big issue that we see. And just an example, so an application comes in and or a modification application comes in and it says that the narrative says they're changing the point of communication, but then they check the box for changing frequencies. And so, okay, well, which is it? It's hard, we're left with trying to figure out what you want. So we've got to go back, we've got to chase you down. So it's just, if you want, kind of fast processing of applications, try to reduce these internal inconsistencies, eliminate them if possible, and just make clear in the narrative. Actually, that's always good. Like, what are you really seeking? Like in plain English, what is it? And then make sure that all of the boxes that check kind of support that. So.
I notice a theme here. Okay, great. So our next question is, can multiple satellites be submitted on a single SDA application for the same Earth station?
Yes, you can have as many satellites as you want, but you make sure you list them, each satellite. Make sure that the satellites are actually authorized to operate. Don't just request an SDA with satellites that are not even up in the sky yet. That's one thing. The other thing is, the request has to be kind of like similar in nature. Like if the Earth station is going to be communicating multiple satellites, it should be on the same frequencies for the same purpose. Don't try to put two requests into one. Like saying we're going to use the KU band on this satellite and the S band on the satellite, for one's for TT&C, the other one's for comm. Don't try to combine them. But yes, you can have multiple satellites as long as the nature of the service is kind of like similar.
Great. So our next, relatedly, can a submitted modification be changed while it is still in review, or should we wait until the mod is acted on before submitting another mod to include other satellites?
Yeah, when it comes to mods, we gotta be careful. Once you have an authorization, again, depend on the authorization. Some authorizations, again, are very straightforward, very simple. Some are very convoluted and hard to even navigate. Once you start trying to modify it, if your modification is pending and you need to change something, that's fine, you can change it, but you should amend it. You should not try to add another modification on top of that. You can amend it, but remember, if you do amend it, that kind of like restarts the clock in a way, because it depends on what the amendment is. If you're like adding another satellite to that modification, that means it's gonna go on PN again. It has to get coordinated again. We have to go through the whole technical review. So amending a modification that is pending could basically delay it. So you can contact us and figure out where in the process the mod is, and basically if we are at the beginning, an amendment would not make a big difference. But if you're after coordination and all that, amending it will basically restart the clock. The other thing, the system does allow you to create mod on top of a mod, but a modification that is pending, it's hard to track because it's not authorized. So we don't track it as like a true authorization. So if you try to amend or modify, then we don't know which one comes first. So the system allows you to do it, but it just creates havoc, and just don't do it. Just don't modify a modification.
So this is a case of even though you can, doesn't mean you should.
Yes.
So, great. Okay, our next question was our C-band transition. Carrie, could you give us a state of play of the C-band transition, please?
Sure. So obviously, satellite Earth stations were very much affected by the C-band transition. There was a filing freeze put in place in April 2018, which put a freeze on all new C-band Earth station registrations. That freeze is still in place. Most of the transition, luckily, it's been a very successful transition. Getting 5G operators in the mid-band. We're just, I think, finishing up some loose ends with respect to Earth station, accommodating the Earth stations in the upper portion of the band. We do get applications occasionally for new applications to register in the upper portion of the C-band, the 4.0 to 4.2. Again, the freeze is still in place. And I don't have any information now about when it'll be lifted, but I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that it is still in place. And stay tuned. Maybe at some point that'll change, but it's not at this point. We're not accepting new applications, so they will be returned. Any application for that band at this point, any registration application.
Thank you. So we're going to transition to some SDA mod questions. Is it expected that STAs for new satellites will need to be submitted if there is already a pending mod for an Earth station, or should we submit a new mod even with the existing mod in a pending status? Do people get that, or should I read it again? Okay, we're going to read it again. Say it again, people. Okay, is it expected that STAs for new satellites will need to be submitted if there's already a pending mod for an Earth station, or should we submit a new mod even with the existing mod in a pending status?
Okay, so I think the question is, let's say that you have an authorization already in place, and you're trying to modify, usually to add another satellite. And while it's pending, you want to add another satellite. So they're saying, do you expect me to basically submit an STA instead of another mod on top of the mod? Well, I don't expect you to do anything, right? What you want to do is what you want to do. I cannot tell you what to do. Now, should you file an STA? Within reason.
Actually, Franco, you do tell people what to do.
So should you file an STA? That depends, right? Again, STAs are supposed to be special and temporary. So don't use it to bypass the process. Because of that, again, if you want to add more satellites, let us know. You can amend it. And based on where you are in the process, it might just be best just to wait. Now, you can submit an STA. But however, you'll be treated, on a case-by-case basis. Whether you're authorized or not, it's not a guarantee. I'll leave it at that.
So I think the short story of that is just keep it simple. KISS. Okay. Okay, our next question is, can the ICFS website be changed to allow more than 3 attachments to an application? It seems like there's a lot of applicants who have multiple supporting documents, and it only looks like you can add a certain number of attachments. So how do we address that?
So the ICFS website is still, it's got a lot of quirks. It's an old system. And because of that, it doesn't seem like it allows you to add more attachments. However, you can. First of all, it cannot be changed. Okay, we're not going to change the current ICFS. It's not going to be fixed.
At some point, we are upgrading.
Not the current one. Not the current one. I want to make sure the current one. It's just not worth fixing that.
You heard it
However-
here, people.
Yeah. However, if you must submit more attachments than the 3 is allowed in that section, you can do so by basically attach it to a different section. So there's multiple sections where you can attach more documents. So you just go ahead and attach it, regardless whether that specific attachment section is for that particular document. You can do so. All the documents come to the same place when we look at it. And so don't worry about it. We're not going to lose them. We'll see them, and we'll treat them. We'll know exactly what it is. Just make sure you label it properly, and you got the right information in the document.
So this is an instance where if you can, you should. Okay, so those are all the submitted questions that we have now. Keep them coming to SatInfo. Oh, which one was it? Oh, yeah. Whoops, I missed one. Okay. So, yes, this one's important. Is the application required to coordinate with NTIA, the National Telecommunications and Information Administration, prior to filing an Earth Station application?
No, you're not required to do so. However, because we'll be doing the coordination with NTIA. However, we recommend that you should reach out to your IREC representatives, try to reach out to NTIA agencies, and socialize what you're trying to do. We've seen, especially on the SDA side, sometimes the request for frequencies that NTIA comes back and rejects them. Now, if you did socialize with them, you will know not to use those, and basically will save time, and it will allow you to know what you can and cannot do to begin with before you even go through the whole process. That's pretty much it. Just try to pre-coordinate.
Yeah, and these are obviously for applications that are filed in frequency bands that are shared with federal users, obviously. If it's not shared, you don't have to worry about this particular piece of it.
Okay, now we're officially done with the submitted questions. And so we'll kick it back to Julie, and we can close the event. We welcome you to stay after to talk with us and get to know each other. Thank you.
If you all want to stay, this will be quick. I think we moved through our content pretty quickly today and really appreciate the panel discussion, and you're really seeing a lot of nuts and bolts. I hope this has been helpful. If the FCC Space Bureau staff could raise your hands, we're going to stick around for a bit if a bunch of us are here today. It's a party, and happy to have one-on-ones and just chat with people and get to know you a little bit better. That's the beauty of having these events. We'll have another event at the end of February on orbital debris, and look forward to a robust celebration of 20 years of the FCC having orbital debris rules, and we'll look forward to your questions, more info coming out on that. If you have questions or you want to offer topics that might be helpful for future discussion at these events, satinfo@fcc.gov, and we will welcome your questions. And again, the staff is always available and facile at helping through the process so we can enable satellite communications. Thank you so much for coming today, and thanks again to the Space Bureau team and all of our friends here helping to make this possible online as well. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day. Happy 2024.